Day 39. Leviticus 23 to 25. Leviticus chapter 23. Holy days to be kept. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the children of Israel, and thou shalt say to them, These are the feasts of the Lord, which ye shall call holy. 6 days shall he do work, the 7th day, because it is the rest of the Sabbath, shall be called holy. He shall do no work on that day, it is the Sabbath of the Lord in all your habitations. These also are the holy days of the Lord, which you must celebrate in the seasons. The first month, the 14th day of the month at evening, is the feast of the Lord. And the 15th day of the same month is the solemnity of the unleavened bread of the Lord. 7 days shall ye eat unleavened bread. The first day shall be most solemn unto you, and holy. Ye shall do no servile work therein. But ye shall offer sacrifice and fire to the Lord 7 days. And the 7th day shall be more solemn and more holy, and ye shall do no servile work therein. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the children of Israel, and thou shalt say to them, When ye shall have entered into the land which I will give you, and shall reap your corn, ye shall bring sheaves of yours, the firstfruits of your harvest, to the priest. Who shall lift up the sheaf of the Lord the next day after the Sabbath, that it may be acceptable for you, and shall sanctify it? And on the same day that the sheaf is consecrated, a lamb of that blemish of the first year shall be killed for a holocaust of the Lord. And the libation shall be offered with it 2 tenths of flour tempered with oil for a burnt offering of the Lord, and a most sweet odor. The basins also of wine, the 4th part of a hin. You shall not eat either bread, or pot corn, or fermented, or the harvest, until the day that you shall offer thereof to the God. It is a precept forever throughout your generations, and all your dwellings. You shall count therefore from the morrow after the Sabbath, wherein you offered the sheaf of firstfruits, 7 full weeks. Even unto the morrow after the 7th week be expire, that is to say, 50 days, and so you shall offer a new sacrifice to the Lord. Out of all your dwellings 2 loaves of the firstfruits, of 2 tenths of flour leaven, which you shall bake for the firstfruits of the Lord. And you shall offer with the loaves 7 lambs without blemish of the first year, and 1 calf from the herd, and they shall be for holocaust with the 2 rams. And they shall be for holocaust with the libations for most sweet odor to the Lord. You shall offer also a goat for sin, and 2 lambs of the first year for sacrifices of peace offerings. And when the priest hath lifted them up with the loaves of the firstfruits before the Lord, they shall fall to his use. And you shall call this day most solemn and most holy. You shall do no servile work therein. It shall be an everlasting ordinance in all your dwellings and generations. And when you reap the corn of your land, you shall not cut it to the very ground, neither shall you gather the ears that remain. But you shall leave them for the poor and for the strangers. I am the Lord your God. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Say to the children of Israel, the 7th month, on the 1st day of the month, you shall keep a Sabbath, a memorial, with the sound of trumpets, and it shall be called holy. You shall do no servile work therein, and you shall offer a holocaust to the Lord. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Upon the 10th day of the 7th month shall be the day of atonement. It shall be most solemn, and shall be called holy, and you shall await your souls on the day, and shall offer a holocaust to the Lord. You shall do no servile work in the time of this day, because it is a day of propitiation, that the Lord your God may be merciful unto you. Every soul that is not afflicted on this day shall perish from among his people. And every soul that shall do any work, the same will I destroy from among his people. You shall do no work therefore on that day. It shall be an everlasting ordinance unto you in all your generations and dwellings. It is a Sabbath of rest, and you shall afflict your souls beginning on the 9th day of the month. From evening until evening you shall celebrate your Sabbaths. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Say to the children of Israel, From the 15th day of the same 7th month shall be kept the Feast of Tabernacles, 7 days to the Lord. The first day shall be called most solemn and most holy. You shall do no servile work therein. On 7 days you shall offer a holocaust to the Lord. The 8th day also shall be most solemn and most holy, and you shall offer holocaust to the Lord. Further, the day of assembly and congregation. You shall do no servile work therein. These are the feasts of the Lord which you shall call most solemn and most holy, and shall offer on them oblations to the Lord, holocausts and libations according to the rite of every day, besides the Sabbaths of the Lord, and your gifts, and those things that you offer by vow, or which you shall give to the Lord voluntarily. So from the 15th day of the 7th month, when you shall have gathered in all the fruits of your land, you shall celebrate the feast of the Lord 7 days. On the 1st day in the 8th shall be a Sabbath, that is a day of rest. And they shall take to you on the 1st day the fruits of the fairest tree, and branches of palm trees, and boughs of thick trees, and willows of the brook, and you shall rejoice before the Lord your God. And you shall keep the solemnity thereof 7 days in the year. It shall be an everlasting ordinance in your generations. In the 7th month shall they celebrate this feast, and they shall dwell in booths 7 days. Every one that is of the race of Israel shall dwell in tabernacles, that your posterity may know that I made the children of Israel to dwell in tabernacles when I brought them out of the land of Egypt. I am the Lord your God. And Moses spoke concerning the feasts of the Lord to the children of Israel. Leviticus chapter 24. The oil for the lamps. The loaves of proposition. The punishment of blasphemy. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Command the children of Israel that they bring unto thee the finest and clearest oil of olives to furnish the lamps continually without the veil of the testimony, the tabernacle of the covenant. And Aaron shall set them from evening until morning before the Lord by a perpetual service and 8 generations. They shall be set upon the most pure candlestick before the Lord continually. Thou shalt take also fine flour, and shalt bake 12 loaves thereof, 2 tenths shall be in every loaf. And thou shalt set them 6 and 6, one against another, upon the most clean table before the Lord. And thou shalt put upon them the clearest frankincense, that the bread may be for a memorial of the oblation of the Lord. Every Sabbath they shall be changed before the Lord, being received of the children of Israel by an everlasting covenant. And they shall be Aaron's and his sons, that they may eat them in the holy place, because it is most holy of the sacrifices of the Lord by a perpetual right. And behold, there went out the son of a woman of Israel, whom she had of an Egyptian, among the children of Israel, and fell at words in a camp with the man of Israel. And when he had blasphemed the name, and had cursed it, he was brought to Moses. Now his mother was called Salomith, the daughter of Dabri of the tribe of Dan. And they put him into prison, till they might know what the Lord would command. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Bring forth the blasphemer without the camp, and that them that heard him put their hands upon his head, and let all the people stone him. And thou shalt speak to the children of Israel, The man that curseth his God shall bear his sin, and he that blasphemeth the name of the Lord, dying let him die. All the multitude shall stone him, whether he be a native or a stranger. He that blasphemeth the name of the Lord, dying let him die. He that striketh and killeth a man, dying let him die. He that killeth a beast shall make a good eyes to say, shall give beast a beast. He that giveth a blemish to any of his neighbors, as he hath done, so shall it be done to him, breach for breach, eye for eye, tooth for tooth, shall he restore. What blemish he gave, the like shall he be compelled to suffer. He that striketh the beast shall render another. He that striketh the man shall be punished. Let there be equal judgment among you, whether he be a stranger or a native that offends, because I am the Lord your God. And Moses spoke to the children of Israel. And they brought forth him that had blasphemed, without the camp, and they stoned him. And the children of Israel did as the Lord had commanded Moses. Leviticus chapter 25. The law of the 7th and of the 50th year of Jubilee. And the Lord spoke to Moses in Mount Sinai, saying, Speak to the children of Israel, and thou shalt say to them, When they shall have entered into the land which I will give you, observe the rest of the Sabbath of the Lord. 6 years thou shalt sow thy field, and 6 years thou shalt prune thy vineyard, and shalt gather the fruits thereof. But in the 7th year there shall be a Sabbath to the lion of the resting of the Lord. Thou shalt not sow thy field, nor prune thy vineyard. While the ground shall bring forth of itself, thou shalt not reap, neither shalt thou gather the grapes of the firstfruits of the land. For it is a year of rest to the land. For they shall be unto thee for meat, to the end of thy man to servant, to thy meat servant, and thy hireling, and to the strangers that serve with thee. All them that grow shall be mixed to thy beasts, and to thy cattle. Thou shalt also number to thee 7 weeks and years, that is to say, 7 times 7, which together make 49 years. And thou shalt sound the trumpet in the 7th month, the 10th day of the month, in the time of the expiation in all your land. And thou shalt sanctify the 50th year, and shalt proclaim remission to all the inhabitants of thy land, for it is the year of Jubilee. Every man shall return to his possession, and every one shall go back to his former family remission. That is, a general release and discharge from debts and bondage, and a reinstating of every man in his former possessions. Because it is the Jubilee in the 50th year, he shall not sow, nor reap the things that grow in the field of their own accord, neither shall ye gather the firstfruits of the vines, because of the sanctification of the Jubilee. But as they grow you shall presently eat them. In the year of the Jubilee all shall return to their possessions. When thou shalt sell anything to thy neighbor, or shalt buy of him, grieve not thy brother, but thou shalt buy of him according to the number of years from the Jubilee, and he shall sell to thee according to the competition of the fruits. The more years remain after the Jubilee, the more shall the price increase, and the less times counted, so much the less shall the purchase cost. For he shall sell to thee the time of the fruits. Do not afflict your countrymen, but let every one fear his God. Because I am the Lord your God. Do my precepts, and keep my judgments, and fulfill them, that they may dwell in the land without any fear. And the ground may yield you its fruits, of which they may eat your fill, fearing no man's invasion. But if ye say, What shall we eat the 7th year, if we sow not, nor gather our fruits? I will give you my blessing the 6th year, and it shall yield the fruits of 3 years. On the 8th year ye shall sow, and shall eat of the old fruits. Until the 9th year, till new grow up, ye shall eat the old store. The land also shall not be sold forever, because it is mine, and you are strangers and sojourners with me. For which cause all the country of your possession shall be under the condition of redemption. If thy brother being impoverished sell his little possession, and his kinsman will, he may redeem what he had sold. But if he have no kinsman, and he himself can find the price to redeem it, the value of the fruit shall be counted from that time when he sold it. When they have a price he shall restore it to the buyer, and so shall receive his possession again. But if his hands find not the means to repay the price, the buyer shall have what he bought until the year of the Jubilee. For in that year all that is sold shall return to the owner and to the ancient possessor. He that selleth a house within the walls of a city shall have the liberty to redeem it, until 1 year be expired. If he redeem it not, and the whole year be fully out, the buyer shall possess it, and his posterity forever, and it cannot be redeemed, not even in the Jubilee. But if the house be in a village that hath no walls, it shall be sold according to the same law as the fields. If it be not redeemed before in the Jubilee, it shall return to the owner. The houses of Levites, which are in cities, may always be redeemed. If they be not redeemed, in the Jubilee they shall all return to the owners, because the houses of the cities of the Levites offer their possessions among the children of Israel. But let not their suburbs be sold, because it is a perpetual possession. If thy brother be impoverished and weak of hand, and thou receive him as a stranger and sojourner, and he livreth thee, take not usury of him, nor more than thou gavest. Fear thy God, that thy brother may live with thee. Thou shalt not give him thy money upon usury, nor exact of him any increase of fruits. I am the Lord the God, who brought thee out of the land of Egypt, that I might give thee the land of Canaan, and might be a God. If thy brother constrained by poverty sell himself to thee, thou shalt not oppress him with the service of bondservants. But he shall be as a hireling and a sojourner, he shall work with thee until the year of the Jubilee. And afterwards he shall go out with his children, and shall return to his kindred and to the possession of his fathers. For they are my servants, and I brought them out of the land of Egypt. Let them not be sold as bondmen. Afflict him not by might, but fear thy God. Let your bondmen and your bondwomen be of the nations that are round about you, and of the strangers that sojourn among you, or that were born of them in your land. These you shall have for servants, and by right of inheritance shall leave them to your posterity, and shall possess them forever. But oppress not your brethren, the children of Israel, by me. If the hand of a stranger or a surgeon grow strong among thee, and thy brother being impoverished sell himself to him, or to any of his race, after the sale he may be redeemed. He that will of his brethren shall redeem him, either his uncle, or his uncle's son, or his kinsman, by blood, or by affinity. What if he himself be able also, he shall redeem himself, counting only the years from the time of his selling unto the year of the Jubilee, and counting the money that he was sold for according to the number of the years, and the reckoning of a hired servant. If there be many years that remain until the Jubilee, according to him shall he also repay the price. If few, he shall make the reckoning with him according to the number of the years, and shall repay to the buyer of what remaineth of the years. His wages being allowed for which he served before, he shall not afflict him violently in thy sight. And if by these means he cannot be redeemed, in the year of the Jubilee he shall go out with his children. For the children of Israel are my servants, whom I brought forth out of the land of Egypt.